that we need to live here and now in this moment?
It was also yeah. No, it was more like also like a certain type of peace, a certain type of moment of grace, if you want. And that character, it was something that really she was living through something really dramatic in a way, and it was like a sort of type of, let's say, absolute view about and dramatic view about the history.
Mm-hmm. Another question. Another question. What is the attitude towards the revolution in Romania? Did really the revolution happen in smaller cities and towns? This is also from Kiev.
I think the revolution it was happening in the. Of course, it was started in Timișoara, after that in Bucharest, and but at the end of the day, the question is that if a revolution really was happening inside each one of us, it doesn't mean that you have to go there, to be on the place, and I was also fascinated by the real TV show because it was something very factual. The characters, they try to be factual in a way. But it was in the same time that showed a certain type of I don't know, incertitude, So yeah, it's but like from geographical historical point of view, I think all this time is happening in a center, like in Bucharest, and the regime, it was turned changed from Bucharest, But these people from the small town, they want to be like in a, let's say, like in a way, it's like in a Chekhov, they try to be in the center, they all the time they report that they have a certain type of reputation at Bucharest, so that this kind of characters, they feel in a way that they are out of history,
Mm-hmm. It's a film. Of course, you treat everything with a lot of humor, and this is but it is not only humor. It's you feel also very kind and generous to the characters, and I saw that in the other film that you made after this one, you have this approach. Is it something that is more like you think in advance, or you treat like this every topic, because the topic is also very sad and it's very like dramatic, but I saw, and I think it's your way to see the film and the narratives. Is it true or not? These because it's not only humor. This is I am searching for the right word, but I don't find it.
Yeah, tragic comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my characters every time that they have a certain type of they are too serious in a way, and so they from this is like from Buster Keaton, from this kind of thing, you could have the comedy, what someone is very. In other words, in other ways, yeah, each character has his own shadows and bright parts, like.
You feel, I mean, now when I was in the cinema and I watched again the beginning of the film, then I came to the office to do this. I felt more the sadness, the sadness at the beginning, and then of course because it's a lot of like you believe the characters, you are with the story, you are with them, and there are also many moments like with like not funny, but in a way like with humor, you forget for a moment this sadness, but then appears again. So this I found very interesting, how you alternate actually this tragic and this comedy, and this is in a way that it's built and it's linked to the narratives. It's not like mathematic, of course, but now when I was in the cinema, I really felt a lot of sadness at the beginning of the film, and I think it was on purpose.
I don't know. I don't know now. It's yeah. Normally, when you are doing, you have for each scene you want something, and you know that it will be another scene. And what I remember now, because I had all the time free characters, so free stories in a way, I was very careful about how I will finish that vignette with that character to go to another one, and I try to present as a type of the family for each one, and some small elements from usual day, a normal day for each one of them.
I received some some messages to slow down a bit because they will have also to translate. Yeah, sometimes I just forgot having you here, and I'm very, very happy again to. If there are any other questions from the venue, we will be very happy to ask the director here. I'll check. Wait. Not yet. So in this case, I will ask something. Are you now preparing a new film? Because we are waiting for a new film made by Corneliu Porumboiu.
Yes.
Yeah. And do we have some chances to know to learn about this? Some no.
In the beginning, I'm quite in the beginning of the project, so.
And for the filmmakers that we have, because you know that we have a competition for young professionals, especially. Do you have some advices, and how difficult was for you to overcome the challenges to make a feature? Because this film that we watched today, it is your first feature, it's your debut, and it was a very important step for you in your career. Of course, you had also the mid-length and also the short, but still it was awarded in Cannes. So it is something, like a very important thing. How you advise the film professionals to overcome the challenges that they are now?
Yeah, it's the market is very difficult. It was all the time, and at the end of the day, I think if they will do that with pleasure in a way, a lot of pleasure, and they feel to do that, it's maybe it's enough, and to have this need to tell stories through cinema, and to be interested in this medium, and yeah, I think. Yeah,
So if they really want to say something through this medium, they should.
If they like, if they like that, it's very hard, because I think it's the market. The market is changing very fast now, and but at the end of the day, I think if you want to tell stories, you could tell them, and you have this need, you could do it,
Let's hope that we will have your courage also, or at least to be influenced by your courage and your.
No, but it's hard to talk now, because I think at each country has his own specific ways of doing ways of production. It's very hard to
This is true, but I think what we have in common at Film O'Clock, it's also the countries that we are still struggling to promote our art films, to make more visible the artists, and I think this is actually in common for the countries in focus in Film O'Clock. So in a way, yeah, maybe just to hope that we will find also the ways to reach the audience, and maybe festivals like ours, it's a way to encourage the discussions, the watching films together, classic or not. Yeah, so I will just look at once again to see if we receive another question or not. Oh, yes. Okay, it is a question from Bulgaria about the way you collaborated with the actors. If you can speak about this a bit, about their contribution and about your way of directing and working with actors.
Yeah, that was quite. We start to shoot the television show. We rehearsal for 2 weeks, and after that, it was quite hard because I was at one point where I think the show has like 45 minutes, and
Mhm.
we split it in like 5 minutes by day. No, maybe eight, 9 by day. And for example, for the last few minutes, they do all this. They do all the show, And we open the camera because we were shooting at that time with 35, and we were opening the camera just for the last part because I wanted them exhausted.
Mhm.
In the same time, in the 2 weeks of repetition, two of them with Ion and Theo, I worked together at my shorts, so I knew them very well. And when I was writing the script, I was thinking at them that they will play in the film. And for Mr. Andreescu, I met him after, but he's a great actor. And yeah, we worked like, and during also the repetition, I was rewriting some scenes also, and maybe in the shooting period also, because I wanted to have a structure, not to have a lot of pauses in the dialogue. So it was happening like because they know the text very well, but I add some scenes, and for example, the monologue I was rewriting by almost all of it. I changed it in before the shooting, of
Mm.
Mr. Andreescu. So we start with that, and after that we shoot the first part of the film.
Mhm.
Well, because it was quite difficult to have three people on the table and to stay, to have the interest of the audience.
Yeah, but this was the challenge that I was asking at the beginning. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Another question from Kiev. Where was the director on December 22, 1989?
I was in my hometown, the town where I shoot the film, and yeah, I was at 12:08. I was playing ping pong with a friend of mine, and I returned home after that, and I heard what it was happening. I was like 14. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, but an age with a lot of, how to say, I mean, a difficult age, let's say. And then maybe this was very important that you made the first feature on this topic, or how you imagined that, because it was an idea you said at the beginning that you wanted to say the story of these locals and about.
Yeah, I was working. I was working at another script. I was writing for 2 years at that one, and I felt at one point that it was too schematic in a way. I was not happy with it, and I said to myself, okay, I have to write another story. to get out from that one and to return after, because I was feeling that I'm in a that point with that subject. So I start to write this one, and in a way, all the time I feel that in a way, was write it by tones, because in one month I had the script ready, and I like it very much.
And the last question, otherwise we will continue until the morning. Is it true, the story about 100 lei? Did any people feel disappointment? They did not get those money. Weren't.
No. That was the point of view of the
Mhm.
character, because he was talking about his wife, and it was one of the because his wife, she was not happy with that, but he was happy, and it was a part of his memory. But like that, I don't know. I don't think so. No, it was just one element from his day.
Mm-hmm. But now I notice how important there are these small elements that combined, it offers you a large perspective on the way. I mean, you talked about the structure, but they are very important, these elements, the little small things that added um, bring substance and bring, I don't know, maybe different layers of reading from different countries. This is
Yeah.
also very interesting. Yeah. So I suggest we will close the discussion. Just a moment to be sure. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us, and it was a pleasure, real pleasure, to include your first feature in our section. We are looking forward to include in new section the contemporary films features, and maybe your new film. And good luck with your project. Thank you again. And I thank you from Bucharest, but I am sure all my colleagues from the other countries are pleased and honored to have you here with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.